Well, and when you talk about the cinematography, right, and you talk about the actual kitchen, which is a character by itself, as it gets cleaner and brighter and and has this transformation. When they get the money, what does it become? It becomes dirty again. There's tomato sauce everywhere. Everything is chaotic again.
Blood.
And it is. I think that is also, even though you end on this up,
Yeah.
they're trying to signify this money could also bring new chaos.
But what other things would you want to see in a season 2? And, if you have a bold prediction or you think where the show's going, let's hear it.
I'd love to see Joel McHale's character run into Carmine. Carmine's on the up and up at this point. He's going to rebrand the restaurant, really make it what he wants. The chefs around him are buying in. They're more experienced, and some of them have shown they have real talent. And so things are looking up for Carmine to create the vision that he wants. So, I think it would be pretty cool to have Joel McHale's asshole chef character run back into Carmine and, have some kind of confrontation there. Also, he was just so, over the top and ridiculous, with his, just his mannerisms and, he was just an eccentric asshole chef. And so it would be fun to see that character.
I don't think he was playing a character.
He's just being Joel McHale.
It's just Joel McHale.
Wait,
That's
we
why it
don't
was
know.
so good and believable.
We don't know if that character is an asshole or not. We don't have context for why he was being that way.
True.
Well, also,
Well, he was an asshole in that moment to our main character.
Sure,
so
but remember,
you're
this
right.
Character.
But this is also Carmine's memory of it.
Man.
So it would actually be
true as well.
I think it would be funnier if Joel McHale's character shows up, but he's like the
Super
nicest.
nice.
He's super nice. Complete 180 of what Carmine showed us, right? Because the other thing too is I would say to a degree, if we saw everything through Carmine's eyes, right? But at the same time, there were points in the episode where he's sleepwalking and he's lighting things on fire.
That part was actually terrifying.
He's going through some traumatic shit. So I don't know if everything is 100% what it seems.
Sure.
Or if he's letting, or if trauma is unfortunately dictating how he perceives things.
For sure.
So it's very possible. It would be really kind of weird, actually, if that, big spoiler, obviously, the series ends very happy. Carmine's brother actually was putting money away in
Tomato cans.
Tomato cans, right? They had all this money. It would be kind of interesting if it's it's shown to us in this very positive light, but actually it's really a bad thing because the money is actually for debts that he has to pay off. And it's not this positive ending that
Well, and when you talk about the cinematography, right, and you talk about the actual kitchen, which is a character by itself, as it gets cleaner and brighter and and has this transformation. When they get the money, what does it become? It becomes dirty again. There's tomato sauce everywhere. Everything is chaotic again.
Blood.
And it is. I think that is also, even though you end on this up,
Yeah.
they're trying to signify this money could also bring new chaos.
Yeah.
And new
Which
struggles.
it probably
and new troubles.
should, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me, I thought one of the strongest parts of the season was the relationship between Carmy and Richie, right? That dynamic, the brother, brother coming in versus versus quote unquote cousin.
Yeah.
This relationship that they have, the relationship they both had to Michael in very different ways, relationship to the restaurant. It seemed like in the first few episodes that this is going to come to a head. They're going to clash or, separate or something like that. And that doesn't, they ended up working together more than I necessarily anticipated. But I think that's my bold prediction is, there will be some type of separation in season 2. And that might be season 1 ends on this quote unquote high note. Maybe that's the down note that they end on. One of them leaves the restaurant essentially.
Oh, it starts their own competing restaurant or something.
Not necessarily a competing restaurant.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like that would just seem like another obstacle for the characters potentially to go through, where they have to separate before maybe coming together again in a new way.
What do you think the main conflict of season 2 will be? It seems like that we have harmony at the end, right? The cousins are talking. The chefs have decided
have
on
money.
their new format. They have money. Everybody has respect.
I think it's the rest. They're as Krishna had mentioned earlier, they say the shop is closed and the Bear will be opening soon, right? So I think branding and changing this restaurant
will bring struggles.
Will bring these new struggles and probably more kind of clashing and with some of the characters, because they do show, and I think they do this well, but even though like some of the characters are changed and there is harmony, there are still some of these old habits, especially with Richie, right? Like he's definitely changed, but he's dealing coke. He's still Richie in a lot of ways, and also, it's still not beneficial to what I think Carmine is trying to do. They make it work in this first season. They make it work with the existing restaurant, but now that they're potentially stripping that away and starting this new thing, the Bear, which is what Michael and Carmine wanted to start together, right, as we learned in the flashbacks and some of the explanation, is that going to make Richie feel kind of iced out of like, well, I helped build this other restaurant, and you're building this restaurant with your dead brother. Like, what about what we're trying to build? What about our relationship?
Also, you would have to think that we saw the talent rising with some of our chefs, our other chefs outside of Carmine. Yep. So you're going to think ego's going to get in the way, right? Sure. We saw a little bit in season 1, but Carmine was still like head chef, right? He is the head chef, and his say is final. And I think as we get along, as other chefs get more confident in their abilities and show and prove that they can cook as well, I think we're going to see a clash of egos. Like, what's the direction that the Bear is going to take? I think that'd be a very natural source of conflict for season 2.
My bold prediction, I think I kind of mentioned it earlier. I think we're going to get more of, to a degree, like what we've kind of seen. I think we're going to get more Matty Madison than there. We're also going to see like
he's going to become the head chef.
That'd be amazing. I mean, he's just a handyman.
He wasn't even a chef.
Yeah, he wasn't even a chef.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, he not even being a chef in there.
The plumber. He was like the tech guy.
But I think we'll get more Matty Madison there. I think we'll get more, standalone episodes where you can kind of look at them and you'll remember them as like my favorite episode, like more of the one-type shot stuff. And then I also hope that we see more John Bernthal. Obviously in flashbacks, but I kind of think
plot twist, he's alive.
Yeah.
He's in the big tomato can.
But I think more flashbacks would be kind of interesting with him, just to kind of learn more about Carmine and his relationship.